Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over uranium, do our technical analysis, and I'll just jump right in. So here's uranium futures contracts. We're down a little bit. 48.60 is what I'm reading here. We had some nice stair-stepping patterns here. We kind of went vertical for a little bit. Now we're consolidating at this time. Looking at the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, we are right at that support level very soon. Let's zoom in real quick here. Zooming in, we've got a lot of contact points all through here. We're coming back to that support level. We'll see if that support level holds. We kind of had a sell everything event today, but it looks like we're getting real close to, hopefully, a support level where this thing holds. URNM is also coming back to support. If you were to look through this area here, we've got support levels through here, and we're right there at support. Looking across, we've got another support line that contacts through here and right basically at where we're at right now. So we've got two lines of support. We basically had a sell-off everything event almost. I mean, precious metals was a little bit unscathed, but most everything else was not spared. Looking at CCJ, another one that's sold off, we've got a support line that's coming right there, right where it's at. And we got to see if this thing holds. We're right there on it. So again, if this sells off, I'm not going to be selling my shares just, to let everyone know. Why? Because I think that the fundamental market conditions are still good for uranium and the commodities. And I just want to go back to what is causing the sell-off. And I think it's interest rates and inflation. And I'll do another clip on all that, in my opinions on all that. Bannerman is putting in a little hammer candlestick, down 3.81. That's actually pretty much a win in my book versus some of the other losses or down moves. But we're right at support here, and we're coming up on top of it. Goviak selling off a little bit more. Again, we're right at the support level, support area, I should say, down here. And we'll see if that holds. We'll see if there's more selling pressure there. I'm not doing anything with my shares, just holding on. Global Atomic, seeing a little bit more selling pressure there. We could head a little bit lower. We do have some support right where this white line is, and we'll see if it holds. Forces Metals selling off a little bit more today. And we have support down there at the blue line, so it's a little bit away from support. Pure Point Uranium, just a flat day today. Pretty much considered a win. Deep Yellow selling off almost at the white support line. That white support line, we can zoom out, is this guy going across here. That's a pretty strong support line. So you could say we broke out, we hit some selling pressure up here. We've got this resistance line going across there that we couldn't break. And then we're coming back down to the support line. Paladin Energy, let's zoom in here. We've been bouncing back and forth, kind of consolidating, squeezing up some. We're sitting just below the support level of the white line, and we have another support line in the blue. The blue line is this guy going across here all the way. Basically, we come across through here multiple times, and we could come back and tag that blue support line. Sky Harbor selling off today. We are starting to break through this support line. We still have support in multiple areas, though, through here. I mean, there's support there. There's support all through this little area right below it. On the dailies, we're basically coming into that support region. And the support line could be somewhere in that range there. Canalaska, yeah, we're down today. A little wick at the bottom. That's what it looks like long term. And we haven't broken out of this long-term trend line yet. We have not broken out. We are still incredibly cheap. Next Gen Energy, this guy is selling off. Looks like we're getting a little bit more selling pressure today. We're right at the support line. So let's see if this support line holds. The support line going across. And even if we break down, guys, I'm not going to be selling. I mean, this doesn't look like a very great chart. It does look a little bit weak if we don't hold here. And maybe we come back and do, I mean, we could see a further pullback here. coming right through this guy here somewhere. Oh, right there maybe. And that's where our next level support. We got some support through 285, $3 as well. So we could pull back and have a further pullback if we break to the downside and close below it. Let's look at a monthly just real quick. And we got to close this monthly below it. Base load selling off with the rest of the crew. I'm going to go on logarithmic. We're seeing it right down there. We'll see if we can bounce back up into this pattern here. And there's all of it. Fission 3.0. It's also seeing a little bit of selling pressure today. Basically flat, but we're on support. That white line is the support line going across here. We hit it a couple times over here, hit it some here, hit it on there. So we'll see if it holds. Fission selling off a little bit. Looks like we're breaking below the support line going across, but there's a lot of support all through here. And we'll see if that holds. We've got support lines going off logarithmic. We are breaking down here, guys. We could see a little bit lower downside if the buyers decide to, or if the sellers want to push it, we could see further downside. And then kind of looking further out, there's this logarithmic. I mean, we could see a further decline. Kazatomprom, again, we could see a further decline here. The charts do not look great when you are zoomed out. And this guy here, I'm going to grab it and yank it down here. That's the line we basically don't want to break. We squeezed up there and broke to the downside in a squeezing. It does look pretty toppish. It does. We do have a bullish engulfing here in the short term, so we'll see what happens. Get these out of here. No reason for those to be there. Peninsula Energy. This one, it gets all nasty. There's Peninsula on the logarithmic scale. We've broken out, and we're starting to come back almost for a retest there. Boss Energy. I'll zoom in on it. We are playing with this support level. It's a very strong support level. We've traded here for a very long time. I got a little wick at the bottom, almost like a hammer candlestick. We had a nice big bullish engulfing here. So we came up, came all the way back down, and we'll see if we double bottom it. Consolidated uranium still above support going across here. That line. We've got Lotus Resources, actually an up day. That's pretty rare to see on a day like today. UROY, still above support. The support level is 230 or so. We're coming down, so we'll see where it goes there, but still above support. Encore Energy, we'll back out and do a long term. I've just got a line going across that we've hit a couple of times in Encore Energy. So we squeezed up, we broke out, and now we're starting to get a little bit of selling pressure. We could roll over and head lower here, guys. It is a possibility. UU got what I need is broken down. So Bismarcky broke down here. And we're looking for some support. I mean, there's some support going across here a little bit. What I mean is, we've got this line that goes across here. There's support coming through here, multiple areas. So if that doesn't hold, we'll come back down to the 375 area is what I think we'll hit next. URG, these are all very similar. We broke out of this pattern to the upside, and we're starting to come back. We might do a full retest on this breakout, guys. And it just takes a long time. UEC, pulling back off this resistance area up here. We hit our head on it, and we're starting to pull back a little bit. Short term, I mean, down 1.77. That's basically a win for today. LEU selling off a little bit. Kind of zooming out here. Nice, cool little double bottom. Coming on up, we're just pulling back a little bit. We've broken the downtrend line here. There's your downtrend line that's broken, and then we're just pulling back a little bit. LTBR going sideways. ISO Energy moving sideways there. But we're breaking to the downside on On this guy here, we could see a further pullback. It is possible. We've got support there. We've got support going across. There's some support levels through here, but again, we'll see if the buyers come out or if the sellers do. Appy Energy moving sideways above support in a whole bunch of different areas. I like that one. Denison Mines pulling on back. We're playing with this bottom support area down here, so we'll see what happens. We've got Blue Sky Uranium selling off a little bit more. That's getting a little bit more selling pressure, a little bit more momentum behind it. There it is, playing with its resistance support line. There it is. Nice, good, strong day yesterday, but a little bit of selling pressure today. Forum Energy Metals continues to sell off. That's not looking as good, but we got some support areas, right, kind of where it's at. Anfield selling off a little bit today, just like everything else. Laramide selling off. We had a bullish engulfing yesterday too, so we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, we've got a couple bullish engulfings here. We've got one here. We've got one here. This doesn't look horrible, but I mean, did the entire market pull us back today? It's probably so. But some of these, obviously, they don't look that great on some of these charts. They do not look that great. And, you know, we're breaking to the downside here on some of them. But I can't say that we're necessarily, you know, out of the woods in terms of like for sellers here. I don't think the sellers have won. You've got nice big bullish engulfing. We've got the slow leak off of sellers. This still looks like it could potentially head higher when looking at the candlestick patterns. UEX, CF, and we got a bullish engulfing here. It's come up to this resistance area. The resistance area is this guy right there. That's what we're playing with. We're playing with this support resistance line. Mega Uranium selling off a little bit. Yeah, we've broken this uptrend line here. You zoom in on it. It does have a little bit of selling pressure. We had a nice, good bullish engulfing, like we were going to ready to run, but it's been pushed down. It's been pushed lower. Standard Uranium continues to sell off a little bit. It is a hammer candlestick. Valor Metals, hammer candlestick, bullish engulfing. Hopefully the support line holds. This doesn't look bad. It looks like we're trying to move higher. Trying, though. It's not successful yet. Elevate, sideways, and this is delay today, 92E. But yeah, I mean, some of them don't look that great, the charts. And the way that I view it is I still think that we have a commodity bull market. I still think that it's ahead of us. The market conditions are good. I'm just going to hold on to my shares. Is that a wrong move? For some people, that might be the wrong move. For me, I think it's the right move. I've been in these for a long time. I don't have any reason to sell them. And my investment time, my time horizon is quite long. So I'm going to stick with it. Why? Because it's got good value. If you look at the ratios, uranium is still cheap. The market conditions are still good. We still have inflation. We still have a increasing producer price index. And yeah, some of these charts do look a little rough. I agree with that. But we'll see if they turn around. We'll see. And again, guys, I'm not a person who trades based solely off of technical analysis. I look for alignment. That alignment occurs when you have cheap ratios that are favorable, which we have, a market condition that's good with inflation. And what is the Fed worried about? They're worried about inflation. That's why they're raising interest rates. The raising of interest rates will pull money and suck money out of bonds and stocks. We are seeing that happen. The thing I don't like is the rate that it's coming out. It's because it makes it rough. The rate that these things are selling off are causing basically a coupling of the markets together because the leverage that's in the system, it has to deleverage out of the system. And it's pulling everything down with it. So yeah, I don't like that. I mean, no one's going to. And it's some of this, it's hard to, I don't know how you could predict this necessarily because yeah, we've got interest rates going up. I knew that. You're going to have inflation. It puts it into a real negative rate. That inflation causes increasing interest rates. But how would you know the rate of increase? You wouldn't know that. And the rate of increase of those interest rates has been quite dramatic. And then the sell-offs in the S&P 500, and we can look at that. real quick, the sell-off has been quite dramatic. You can see a large down day today, 123 points down. It does have a little wick at the bottom, but we've had a dramatic move here this past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. It's been dramatic. Now, we do have an update yesterday. Maybe we can try to put in a bottom here at some point. I'm not claiming a bottom. I'm just talking about short term. But that is what we're seeing, is this dramatic down sell-off. And the more dramatic this is, the more coupling the markets get. The sell everything event happens, where it's indiscriminate selling. And obviously no one likes feeling that, but it's volatility. We got to look at the other side, and we got to look at the fundamentals of all this. What is causing this to sell off? Is it inherent weakness in the market? Not necessarily, because you have inflation. Inflation isn't necessarily inherent weakness. It's usually a sign of strength in the markets. And if you look at some of the other leading indicators, like copper is still remaining resilient at this time, but we're going to have to watch it. We're going to have to watch it. And right now, I'm just watching the S&P 500 and all these other ones tank. Commodities are holding up better than the overall stocks. And usually commodities are quite volatile. In 2008, we beelined lower in commodities. I don't think this is 2008. It doesn't look the same. 2008, we had a deflationary bust. Now we have a slowdown that could be occurring out in the future. Because remember, the M2 money supply it doesn't reach the economy, or it doesn't reach the consumer price index until about 18 months later. So all the money printing they did 18 months ago is showing up today, and we had a strong housing market. We have to watch the housing market. The housing market is softening a little bit, and I'll go over another clip with that. But that's what I've got for today, guys. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website, Platinum membership. It's in the description link below if you're interested in joining and learning more about financial education and investing. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.